welcome to the Sport Hub Deadline Day Transfer Centre, where we are going to be talking about all the transfers in the last 24 hours and anything that happens in the next 48 minutes. I'm here with RJ, and we will be joined shortly by Matt as well, and we'll be keeping you updated for the next hour.
Well, here he is.
Oh,
Speak
there
of
you
the
go.
devil.
Matt's here already.
Speak
Great
of the devil.
timing.
Well, if you hadn't had your Tuesday, this stream would have started about 10 minutes ago.
Good evening, Matthew.
Good evening.
And the first bit of news, Liverpool have signed Arthur Melo on loan from Juventus.
Scary hours.
So we are now looking at Zachariah and Arthur both leaving Juventus on loan. So they are very busy at the moment. And in the last 15 minutes, the Athletic have confirmed Arsenal have placed a bid for...
Have you mentioned Memphis Depay statement?
Pardon?
Have you mentioned Memphis Depay statement? He's staying at Arsenal.
I haven't at the moment. But yeah, Memphis Depay has confirmed he is staying at Barcelona and does not plan on leaving in the next hour. But Arsenal have officially put in a bid for Douglas Luiz from Aston Villa.
I think that'd be a good signing for Arsenal, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting move. I don't think he's a bad player.
I thought he'd go to somewhere like Newcastle, though, not Arsenal.
I was quite surprised that Arsenal have put in a bid for him, to be honest with you. But
Yeah.
like you say, I mean, it is a good play, could be a good signing for them.
3 minutes ago, it's just come out, Louise not leaving Aston Villa.
Okay.
That's what
Well, it says that
saying all day.
Arsenal will apparently push till the very end to try and land him.
It's interesting. And Everton have just confirmed Garner as well.
James Garner is confirmed now, yeah?
Yeah. That's
It's a strange one, I think.
Yeah.
I'm quite surprised that United aren't going to attempt to at least use him a bit this season.
Mm-hmm. I think you can give him a chance.
No, that's the thing. He hasn't exactly had much of a chance, has he? And he's quite a promising young player, to be honest with you.
We do have a buyback clause on him, though, which gives me some hope.
Wolf Niall is not coming on this evening, I'm afraid. Screams sold Chelsea, the offer to Liverpool deal. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities, but I mean, he does help the team. I don't think Saul really needed help the team, to be fair, with the position you guys were in, to be fair. So
I think we could have done with a midfielder at the time, but unfortunately, Saul obviously was not the correct one. It's it was definitely an interesting signing, to say the least, especially the fact that we were paying him like 200k a week.
Thank God we didn't pay that much, to be fair. That was a bit of a, a good old a save for us, to be fair.
Southampton have just signed Juan Larios for Man City.
Speak up, lad.
For $6 million. What?
Speak up. I can barely hear you.
Can you not hear me?
You are quite quiet, Matt.
You're awful quiet, lad.
Can you hear me now?
It's a bit better.
Yep.
Southampton just signed Juan Larios from Man City.
From Man City?
Yeah, that is.
We did another youngster, I'd say.
Oh, Everton have now literally just now officially confirmed James Garner signed on a 4-year deal for an undisclosed fee.
Yep.
I don't get the logic behind that in the slightest. But...
No, I don't, to be honest with you. If it was a loan, it would make more sense to me, but selling him is quite a strange one, to be honest with you.
And he's English, and we only got 15 million for him.
And just to clarify, Memphis Depay is fully committed to Barcelona, which is why he waited until the final hour of the transfer window to let everyone know that he was fully committed to Barcelona.
It's class.
Ronaldo will tweet it.
Doesn't really scream of commitment, does it?
I mean, yeah.
Throw out a tweet an hour before the window closes.
Oh, Rodgers has called out Leicester.
Well, since we've got two Man United fans, we might as well discuss Anthony, I suppose.
We can,
Good
yeah.
player. But we don't
I'm not denying, but yeah, I'm afraid I agree with Matt there. I think it's a pretty hefty price tag.
Yeah.
Oh, Valve is very excited about the signing of Arthur, apparently.
I mean, but that's what you have to pay for the best nowadays. You have to pay a lot of money, but the way the market is at the moment, talent that shouldn't be that much is going to be, a lot more. So I think that's just what you have to expect these days.
I mean, the market is pretty wild in general, to be honest with you.
I mean, you look at someone like Alvaro Morata. I mean, you look at his career span and how much he's went for his entire
I mean, we
career.
just ignore that, to be honest with you, because that's clearly money laundering.
Allegedly, we allegedly
money laundering is what a lot of football fans seem to think.
Actually, been a busy deadline day. To be fair, it's not usually. This
well, Chelsea kind of got their head out of their arse. To be fair, let's be real.
Well, I mean,
well, it's true.
They've signed a good few centre backs.
Chelsea's youngster Harvey Vale has gone on loan to Hull, but he has signed a new contract ahead of the move.
We need to get some life into this, lads. Jesus. Want
to talk about one of your Rocket League cards?
Or do you want to tell us what happened last night, Matt? Just for everyone at home.
I don't think we'll be discussing Matt's interesting evening on stream.
Just like some wise words. Just if you're ever out, lads. Matt has tons of them, so make sure you let him know. Go on.
Arsenal's bid's just been rejected again, according to David Ornstein.
85 mil for Anthony when we got Cornet for 17.5 mil, who got more league goals last season. Can I have your thoughts on that, guys?
Don't look at the stats, look at the player.
I mean, I don't think Maxwell Cornet is a bad player.
I never said he was, but I'm just saying, Anthony's will do bit at this club, So that's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you're right with the amount of money you're paying.
I hope so too.
And Valve wants to know why Tuchel and Klopp are so stubborn when it comes to mid. I mean, I'd like to know that as well, to be honest, Valve. Tuchel was sort of adamant that we didn't need a midfielder, apart from until today, the final day of transfers, and then suddenly we were rushing around trying to get a midfielder from somewhere.
You got a good deal, I think, though. I think Zakaria on loan with a 30 million option to buy is a good deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's another one that, to me, though, that just screams of Saul Niguez again.
Oh no, he's a far better player than Niguez. But...
Yeah, but Niguez was a far better player once upon a time. I remember at one point people they were quoting 150 million for Saul Niguez, and it didn't exactly work out for him at Chelsea, did it?
No, it did not.
I think that was a similarly priced buy option, if I remember correctly.
And the thing is, he's also injury prone as well. Oh, what?
Saul, we were in a race. We were in the race as well for him. I remember last season.
Oh, I remember, yeah, but we pulled out.
I mean, I wish we'd won.
We usually don't do that a lot, to be fair, Russ. We're kind of just like second place with everything.
Lanzi is apparently not a fan of Arthur, but I probably won't pull that comment up on screen.
See? Right, that's it.
I mean, what do you guys? How do you think Arthur's going to do at Liverpool?
If he does anywhere near what he did with Barcelona, I think it'll be a good, decent enough signing for him. Not good.
True.
But I mean, he's not a bad player at all, but doesn't blow me away.
Yeah, he's not perfect, but I mean, that's not really what Liverpool need. They just need a short-term option if they're going to get Jude Bellingham next summer.
I mean, if they get Jude Bellingham next summer, I mean, it's a big
Obviously,
gamble,
yeah,
isn't it?
But I mean, to be fair, he does scream of Liverpool, to be fair, out of all the clubs, other than Real Madrid, of course. If Real Madrid do come, and say, we want you as a player, I mean, how can you turn that down? So, I mean, it's gonna be impossible.
And Jukesik says, I believe the FIFA Ghana is 9 million, with it rising to 15 million if we don't get relegated, and he makes 30 appearances for the club.
I don't think he'll get relegated anyway.
No, I don't see it. They've signed a lot of players. It's going to be tough for them if they do get relegated with the amount of money that they've spent. I hope that their contracts have relegation clauses.
Yeah. Oh well.
Same as Forest.
But Chelsea have agreed a fee for Billy Gilmore with also about 9 million, which I'm.
That's a weird one.
I don't understand that either. Yeah.
It's a very strange transfer for me. I could understand it if another club had come in and offered maybe 25, 30, even 20 maybe, but the fact that we're selling him for 9 million is very, very strange to me, especially at a time when we're desperately trying to bring in midfielders.
His debut for us was against Liverpool, wasn't it?
Yeah, his FA Cup debut was Liverpool. Man of the match. I believe his Premier League debut was Everton, man of the match. I can't remember who his Champions League debut was against, but again, man of the match. His full Scotland international debut was against England, and he got man of the match.
I see a similarity, but I think Tuchel just doesn't like him.
I think that's what it is, to be honest with you. It's always just seemed like Tuchel's is just not a big fan of him, which, I mean, each to their own, I guess. But, I mean, to me, he still seems like a lot more than a £9 million player.
Mm-hmm.
It was like Sarri with Hudson-Odoi.
True.
Sarri hated Hudson-Odoi.
Chelsea have got rid of Marcus Alonso. I believe that Marcus Alonso is going the other way as part of the Aubameyang deal.
Yeah.
The quoted fee is of around 12 million plus Marcus Alonso. So,
one thing I don't understand, right? One thing I don't understand, right? And you guys can obviously put in on this as well, about the Cucurella deal with Chelsea, right? I understand, yes, you needed someone to help out with Chilwell and his injuries. Why get a player that's arguably better than him? Why would you not just get a backup who could just do the job for now until Chilwell came back?
Because
you're gonna have.
Why not?
Well, I mean, there's other places you need to fix.
Yeah, but you say that, but Alonso's gone. We pretty much knew that he was going.
I guess I just see that it's kind of like the David De Gea Henderson, where they're both going to try and take that one spot. One of them is going to piss off,
that's not.
And
that's
then
not
one half your family is going to go, "Fuck him, no."
It's competition.
No, I agree. Competition is good. But I mean,
competition is good, man. It's for me, it's not a problem. I think there's nothing wrong with a bit of healthy competition. It makes your players
I
play better.
That, yeah. No, I'm just saying in general. Just I can see, this could go bad because, like I said, stuff like this has happened before and has not ended.
I mean, worst case scenario is that one of them wants to leave, and we still have one very good left back. So.
Have you seen the Baba Dieng thing? He just failed his medical, mate.
Failed his medical?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
After rejecting Leeds.
Velv would like me to get his comment up. Velv, what comment would you like me to get up? Strange situation here. Apparently there's no buy option for Arthur, but Juventus' statement says we can get him for 37.5 mil. Okay, that is quite strange.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you hear there was no buy option if Juventus have said it's 37.5 million?
I think Juventus
I mean-
know a bit more than whoever told you that.
For fuck's sake.
I mean, if Juventus have said it, then they're obviously happy to sell him for 37.5 million.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
And more transfer news coming in. Russ is going to Goat FC in a £1 trillion deal, lifetime contract. He will live and die a footballer. I like it.
You have to say the last bit.
That's a cracking signing, if you ask me.
Damn.
Zakaria is a hot and cold player. If you just want him to break up play, it's good, but anything else is terrible. For Swiss, there's a reason why I want Frula and Xhaka as our pivot and not him. I mean, to be honest, well, I can't imagine he's going to be in our lineup week in, week out, and it's just going to be a case of see how it goes really with Chelsea, isn't it? You know, I mean, it could end up being a great deal, or it could end up being another sort of Sal Niguez situation where he doesn't perform and he goes back after a year.
Daniel James went to Fulham.
Fabrizio
Wait,
says
what?
no buy option.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a
James
good.
went to Fulham. That's weird.
But how much?
Loan.
Strange.
Oh, loan. Okay.
Dan James
Yeah.
is what confirmed to Fulham.
He's just
Damn.
passing medical.
I know that Tottenham were interested, but I'm not sure whether they were priced out of the deal or.
Fulham look
I mean,
like a
imagine-
good side, you know. Like this
Mhm.
season. They're like a
To be fair, if they have what's his name, Dan James on the right with Mbabu, man, that no one's beating them for pace, not a chance. Good luck
even
with that.
Andres Pereira. He looks good for him.
Yeah. Preseason
Now
Marcus
period.
Silva's just
seeing-
good.
Everton have ended their interest in signing João Pedro from Watford. He originally had a deal with Newcastle that was a done deal, according to Fabrizio himself, which then collapsed. And then Everton were interested, but apparently no longer interested. And it looks like João Pedro will stay at Watford until at least January.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if there's any more.
And Nottingham Forest are close to completing another signing, Blackpool winger Josh Bowler, but he will join Olympiacos on a season-long loan.
Lovely. That's number what transfer is it for Nottingham Forest?
2021,
Jesus.
which is pretty wild.
I guess, but you got to do what you got to do to stay in the Prem. To be fair,
I mean, they're obviously desperate to survive.
I mean, wish maybe Bournemouth had the same mentality. Maybe their manager wouldn't have cussed them out.
Dan James is an Olympic runner and not a footballer. Yeah, I'm not going to comment on that. Nick is happy about keeping João Pedro, which doesn't surprise me because I think Watford would not have been doing very well if they lost João Pedro, Dennis. There's interest in Ismail Sarr as well. That's their entire front three that they could have lost in this transfer window. Ainsley Maitland-Niles has joined Southampton on loan for the rest of the season.
That's a meh.
It's
Yeah.
it's a very meh signing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
it
thought
seems like
Jose would get the best out of him at Roma, but it just never happened for him.
no, exactly. It's a bit strange, but I mean, I'm quite interested in how many midfielders Juventus just have lying around that they can just afford to loan two of them out on deadline day at the last minute.
Got pulled
Obviously,
just lying around
It's
there.
kind of like that football manager thing where you just got too many players, you just have to get rid of them.
I think they're obviously desperate to offload some wages. Is the only thing that I can assume.
Probably,
Let's see
yeah.
nobody from Juventus I take.
Casado trying to
well,
like the
will you not take
Arsenal
Vlahovic?
No.
You wouldn't
You've
take?
got
All right,
Martial.
fair enough. Oh my
Ice
dear
cold
lord. Yeah, the Ice Cold Marshall hasn't even played a game this season.
At least he went to pre-season.
Oh, okay, yeah, preseason means a lot. Like,
At least he came. It
And
actually
yeah,
gets me all up for your players.
Bamba Dieng failed medical at Nice after Leeds deal hijacked.
That's actually
Imagine you hijack a deal and then the player fails his medical anyway.
Ten
wait,
Hag
does that mean
said
like the
never say
deal's off?
never
Is
in
it?
Devon. Yeah,
Oh wow.
Yeah, I guess so.
Usually,
He's failed his medical, so.
well, I know one thing
And
that like there was one
Dan
lad.
James has passed his medical at Fulham.
Bamba
Fair enough,
Dieng
fair
can
play to
hold
him.
that ratio.
Aston Villa rejected £25 million from Arsenal for Douglas Luiz.
Yeah, no, they just need to accept the fact that
He's
he's
on the
just not
last year of
leaving.
his contract. Like I'd cash in on him. Like this is.
I mean, yeah, seems strange to me. Maybe they're just pushing. They know that, it's desperate times, desperate measures. 25 minutes to go.
I think they can
Maybe
place
they're
it to 30.
maybe they're hoping for exactly an extra few million second offer. I mean, Fabrizio says that Arsenal are going to push right until the deadline.
But he's realistically just going to be a squad player like in that team. So
It depends.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how Nottingham Forest are going to give most of these players game time when they're on signing number 21. They're going to have to field quite a large team. It's probably against the rules.
yeah, they'll find a loophole.
They can't find the loophole. Well, you can only register 25.
But I mean, Barcelona found how many loopholes now?
Well, that's Barcelona.
Okay, Vel wants an off-topic discussion very quickly. Thoughts on Liverpool's 98th minute goal yesterday? Newcastle wasted a lot of time, and unfortunately, it come back to bite them.
Can we
I've
get
seen a lot of.
on the gun
Seen a,
celebration?
I mean, I've seen a lot of people complaining about this and the amount of time that was added on, but at the end of the day, if your players are going to waste time at every opportunity possible, and in extra time, you can't then complain when there's extra time added onto the extra time. I think the goalkeeper alone was down for 95 seconds, was it? He was on the floor for?
94, and then it turned out to be 94 exact when they hit the corner. Apparently.
Yeah, and
watch the game.
at the end of the day, if they want a corner in that 94 seconds, then they're going to take the corner, aren't they?
Yeah.
I've seen people moaning about or when the time's up, the time should be up, the referee blows. That's not how it works. It's just not how it works, is it? The attacking phase of play needs to be finished before the referee will blow his whistle, and a corner is an attacking phase of play.
I think the celebration was a bit tasteless.
The celebration was probably a bit over the top, considering the situation that they're in right now, but each to their own. Bell says it's either they know Gerrard is getting sacked, so Louise will stay, or Villa are stupid. I mean, yes, it's one or the other, I guess. I mean, I don't know whether there's any options to extend his contract, but 25 million for a player who's on his last year seems like a pretty reasonable offer to me. Nick says they need to blame their own players, not the ref. Yeah, exactly. Extra time is a minimum of a certain amount of time. Yeah, precisely. It's the 5 minutes minimum. And, if you're going to waste a couple of minutes in that 5 minutes, it's going to get added on. It's simple as that. Yeah, it was a big moment for Carvalho.
He should be starting, to be fair. He's way too good to be on the bench.
Nottingham Forest are still in talks with Chelsea over a potential loan for Batshuayi, which I'm very excited about because this guy has been on our books for about the last 17 years now, I believe.
Pretty impressive by him, to be fair, holding on the coattails.
I mean, I'm amazed that Batshuayi has lasted as long as he has at Chelsea. It's pretty incredible.
He survived Jose twice, I swear, didn't he? Or once?
Wasn't it
sure
bought
now.
by Conte?
Hmm?
I thought he was bought by Conte.
No, was he? I swear he was. I don't know.
I think he was brought in before Roman took over, if I remember correctly. He's just been at Chelsea for about the last 25 years now, just collecting wages.
Honest day's work.
I mean, it baffles me that it's taken this long to get rid of him, to be honest with you. It's crazy, to be honest with you. He's been at Chelsea for a long time. Bakayoko's still at Chelsea. Yeah, I believe he is still with us. He's on loan at Milan, if I remember correctly.
Jesus, I haven't seen him in so long in the Chelsea shirt.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, he's at AC Milan, but he's still on loan from Chelsea, and that's another one that they need to clear out as soon as possible, to be honest with you. I'm not sure, again, why we still have him. I mean, at this point, we should just release him for free, to be honest with you.
That makes sense.
But on the plus side, Chelsea are slowly having a pretty good clear out this summer. You know, Werner's gone, Lukaku is off on loan, Batshuayi looks like he's going. And yeah, even more than that. Billy Gilmore, which, again, like we've already said, is seems a bit of a weird one to me, but
well, it's a weird one for everyone, I think. On the outside, too, because we don't know exactly what's going on inside.
I mean, I think it's just a case of Tuchel just doesn't rate him, to be honest with you. Like, you know, we haven't exactly seen much of him for Chelsea since Tuchel took over. But yeah, Ross Barkley is another one that we've managed to get rid of.
Fair play, yeah.
Obviously, Hudson-Odoi has gone out on loan.
To where?
He's gone to Bayer Leverkusen.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
how did I pronounce that deal?
I mean, hopefully it does him some good. I think he needs something to try and spark him back to life, to be honest with you. He seems to just be stagnating at Chelsea. You know, I mean, he's not getting the game time, but I mean, it's a tough situation, isn't it? You know, there's a fair few forwards at Chelsea who were vying for game time, and he's a young player, you know, so hopefully the loan move at Bayer Leverkusen will do him good. Hopefully he'll get some decent amount of minutes over there and see what he manages to do. But like I said, I think it would have been better for him if we'd have just accepted the Bayern Munich loan deal a couple of years ago, to be honest with you.
I think for himself as well, I think that would have been a lot better.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can't see it would have done him much harm to spend.
I mean, you look at like some players like Goretzka, Lewandowski, Davies. They all went there, and now they're shredded. Like, oh, it's crazy. But I mean, that's probably just a nutritional plan. Like, it's unreal.
I don't know what it is, but yeah, they seem to have quite the knack for beefing up players, don't they? Which I would have liked to have seen Hudson-Odoi go out there and come back like a little beefcake, but unfortunately it didn't happen.
Yeah, sometimes just don't get what you want.
We'll see whether with Aubameyang, whether it's tack problem or in the field. I think it's a mixture of both, to be honest with you, Valve, and I don't think we've particularly solved either one completely, which is quite disappointing, but
we must be in for someone, because Ten Hag said after never say never on deadline day, half an hour before the window closes, so we must be in talks at least with somebody. There's no way to say that.
Well, who knows? I mean, you have just spent £86 million on Anthony.
Yeah, that's pennies to us.
Yeah.
To be fair, we just spend that like it's coming out of our ass sometimes, to be fair.
It's not to the Glazers, though, is it? That's a holiday home somewhere, you know.
Shut up.
Lucky it wasn't their money they used. It was just the club generated.
I know, yeah,
That's
it's just our revenue, like,
a new house in Los Angeles for them.
yeah, it's probably Tom Brady's fucking wages, I'd say.
So happy we got a midfield. Had we not, Jay Spearing would have played. How many midfield injuries have you got at the moment, Velv?
I don't think they have injuries. I think their midfield's just aging as fuck. Arcade.
Well, yeah, I mean, the fact that Henderson is still playing for them regularly blows my mind.
And Milner.
And James Milner, yeah, I mean, both of them. It's just crazy to me.
Age is only a number for them, lads.
Lanzi says that Spearing will still start over Arthur. Well, I mean, I'd be quite surprised if he did, to be honest with you.
You've just got rid of Kennedy as well.
Yeah, there you go. Another Chelsea outgoing. That's what we love to see. I mean, the amount of dead wood that Chelsea had on their books is ridiculous. So the fact that we're having a good clear out, I am more than happy about, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, confirmed. He's gone to Valladolid. Fabrizio has confirmed it's all completed.
Is that the club that R9 owned or something like that?
Valladolid, quite possibly. I'm not 100% sure on that. Don't quote me.
Sound. I'm just asking for a friend.
Is that permanent or is that another loan? Oh, it's permanent.
For which?
Valladolid, I believe it's a permanent deal.
Fair enough, yeah.
I mean, we needed to do it. Like, you know, we had, up until yesterday, we had 4 left backs on our books.
Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we've just got Emerson is going to West Ham, I believe it is.
Mm-hmm.
Kennedy's gone to Valladolid. Oh, sorry, 5 left backs. Marcus Alonso to Barcelona. Kennedy to Valladolid. And then, now we've kept Chilwell and Cucurella. So, yeah.
He has had some good performances for you.
I mean, like, it's a difficult one for Chelsea fans because, you know, he's scored some great goals. He's had some great moments for us, but at the same time, he's just such a frustrating player to watch defensively.
Yeah.
You know, if we'd signed Marcus Alonso as a winger or a striker, I'd probably love him. You know, he's got a great touch. He's got a brilliant strike on him. Technically, he's great, but he's just such a slow player and just doesn't track back properly. You know, he's definitely been more frustrating than good, to be honest with you. I think a lot of Chelsea fans feel like that, but you know, I still appreciate the moments that he has given us and the goals and the good times. But yeah, he was just one of those players that was very frustrating to watch on a regular basis.
Remember that guy Tottenham had on loan, Carlos Vinicius?
Yeah.
He just signed for
Fulham as well.
Yeah.
They've also signed Willian on a free transfer on a 1-year deal after he left Corinthians.
It's one of the most random transfers I've ever seen. Honestly.
I believe he was his family and himself were being threatened regularly in his DMs, basically.
Damn.
And that was what, because he went back to Corinthians because it was like his boyhood club.
Yeah.
And I believe the plan was for him to go back there and retire at Corinthians. But yeah, from what I've read, I believe he put out a statement saying that basically he was getting sort of death threats and people threatening his family and stuff. And he said that he wouldn't be going back to Brazil to play football again.
Don't blame
And now he's gone to Fulham instead. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not he can manage to pull anything off at Fulham. But I struggle to see it, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
He was an inconsistent player for us at the best of times.
Gilmore just completed his medical.
Gilmore, what has completed his medical?
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Good signing for Brighton.
It's a really good signing for Brighton, and I think he'll do bits under Graham Potter, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a really disappointing move for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Understandably so.
It's a shame. Like I say, he's a promising young player.
Mm-hmm.
Came from the academy as well, didn't he?
Yeah. That's the other thing. He's an academy boy, and I think Brighton have got themselves an absolute bargain, to be honest with you, at 10 million, 9 million, whatever the deal is. He's another player that I can see Brighton selling in a few years' time for £40 million.
I remember when he went to, was it Norwich or something like that? They booed him so much, but I was just like, why are you doing that to him?
To be honest with you, the Norwich loan move was an appalling decision by us. Why we thought that the best move was to send him to a side that are battling relegation, and just a pretty dreadful style of football, to be honest with you, especially compared to the way that Billy Gilmore plays. It's not the sort of team that would benefit from a player like Billy Gilmore, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But Brighton, I think he could do great at Brighton, to be honest with you. Like I say, I think in a couple of years' time, it wouldn't surprise me if Brighton end up selling him for 40-50 million.
Maybe back to you.
Yeah, probably. No, in Chelsea. Yeah. But if he comes back to us, it would be more like 60 million. 10 minutes remaining. It doesn't appear to be much else happening, to be honest with you.
There'll be something interesting on the 11th.
James Pearce has confirmed that the loan fee for Arthur is €4.5 million, and then Liverpool do have the option to buy for €37.5 million next summer.
It's not too bad.
Not a horrible piece of business.
No, it's not at all. No, the thing is, if they don't want to buy him, they don't have to buy him. It's not an obligation; it's just an option to buy.
Mm-hmm.
So if he performs well for them, €37.5 million is not a bad price in this day and age for a midfielder.
Just a quick fix, isn't it? Decent.
That's it. It's definitely not a terrible loan move, is it, to pick up?
Mm-hmm.
Rob Dawson says that the fee for James Garner is $15.5 million, including add-ons, but that Man United also have a sell-on clause.
Oh, it's not a buyback?
Doesn't say anything about a buyback. It just says a sell-on clause at the moment, but obviously we don't have all the details. And Jong is also out of the door, going to Birmingham in a permanent deal.
I'm glad of that. He was never United quality. He wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, no, you're right. You're right.
I haven't seen a lot of him. He didn't look like a terrible player, but yeah, I'm not convinced. Particularly Manchester United quality, anyway.
Especially with that Anthony Sancho, Rashford all competing for them places. There's no place for Jong.
I mean, there's no place like. I mean, you look at like Diallo. He's literally gone to Sunderland of all teams. Like that'd be a fun loan
for him. That's a good loan for him.
It's better than the Rangers one, but what I will say is, like, out of all the teams in the Championship, why would you go for the one that's going to struggle a lot this season?
They're not struggling. They're in the top four. Like they've had a good start.
No, they just came up from League One, Matt.
No, I know, but
they will struggle this season. Yeah, but like every team starts off well. Do you know what I mean? And then dim off. It's always happened.
I don't think
So.
they'll struggle because they do have a championship side that was in League One for too long. Like the players in there, good quality.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Nottingham Forest have signed Willy Bolly from Wolves for 4.65 million on a 2-year deal.
That's actually a really good fee for a player like Bolly, to be fair.
I mean, it's not a terrible piece of business, is it?
No.
4.5 million. If it goes wrong, it's not exactly a crazy fee to have to worry about, is it?
Like how screwed are like Forest if they do get relegated? Like they are really really screwed if they do, because they're kind of going balls to the wall here, staying in the Premier League and praying to God that everything goes well.
Danny Rose has terminated his contract with Watford by mutual consent. Which
His career really fell down the drain after Jose called him out.
I didn't see that one coming, to be honest with you.
Any word on Milan?
Who?
Remember when he thought he was getting moved to Milan?
Oh yeah. man had his holiday booked and all, like just ready to go.
Speaking of terminating contracts by mutual consent, Hector Bellerin is off to Arsenal.
We got to what?
Hector Bellerin is going to Barcelona, sorry.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking, Jesus. Luke wouldn't be happy with that, to be fair.
Well, he's gone from Arsenal.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I mean, but I said if he was joining Arsenal, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah,
again, I mean, it's a bit of a... I know it's a free transfer, but I don't really see what Barcelona gained from signing Hector Bellerin, to be honest with you.
I don't really see what they get from signing along.
They sold Dest, didn't they? They sold Dest to Milan, didn't they? For like 20 mil.
Yeah.
Did they? Or I'm trying to ask.
I'm not sure, to be perfectly honest with you.
I know he's left. I know. I wanted Dest too. Well, actually, I don't know. He's not like world class, but he's just like, no, he'll do.
Yeah, but I mean, just play a better option than Hector Bellerin as well, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Certainly a strange one to me.
Didn't Hector Bellerin win something with Betis this year?
Yeah, I'm not really sure how he's done out there, but it never really impressed me at Arsenal, to be honest with you.
Sure.
I've seen that Bournemouth are apparently investigating a late move for Nathan Redmond, it's going to be a very late move considering we've got about 5.5 minutes left until the deadline.
Nathan Redmond, out of all the players to get
I know,
into
it screams of a panic buy, that, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean, it screams more than just a panic buy. It just screams, we are in trouble. Please help. So
yeah. I mean, Everton as well, re-signing Idrissa Gana Gueye from PSG.
I mean, he was a decent centre mid, to be fair. Like, there was no doubt about it. But I mean, the reason why he left PSG and he probably accepted was because he's never going to get game time with Renato there, or Verratti, or any of them. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's just quite odd, isn't it, when you see players being brought back to their old clubs. I always find it a bit strange, to be honest with you. And
yeah,
especially the fact that they're giving him a 2-year deal.
I'll bring that back in here. Hello. All right.
Benterak just joined West Ham as well.
Who?
Benterak from Southampton.
Oh, Benterak. Oh, my God.
Callum Robinson on a 3-year deal from West Brom.
Who?
Callum Robinson has gone to Cardiff from West Brom.
Oh, he's going to the land of the sheep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy because then if West Brom come up, it means that Callum Robinson's not going to score against us. So
they'll find a player, Ross. Don't worry. They'll find a player just to score against you.
No, it's always Callum Robinson normally. So
yeah, just Irish, I believe.
That's a bonus. And Jan Bednarak is having a medical at Aston Villa. That's quite a strange one, isn't it?
I mean, they've already got Tyrone Mings. Like, what?
It's just a season-long loan, though.
Andre Gomez from Everton has just joined Lille on loan. Weirdly.
And Aubameyang is
Jadon
currently
Sancho just joined
having
Man
his
City.
medical.
Say
Oh my
again?
god, De Jong's joining United.
So I'll put that in the title, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Matt, you should be a real comedian. I know you said there's a comedy store near you, so I think you should go there. Make the people of Liverpool laugh.
Aston Villa have
Okay.
signed Dendoncker from Wolves for 13 million.
That's such a mid-signing if I've ever seen one.
That's it's not the most exciting signing in the world, is it? Dendoncker.
I want to see the Tiger versus the Jaguar. Where's Max?
I also want you to say what happened last night, but you know we don't always get what we want.
Calm down, you crazy cat.
Oh, I wasn't the crazy cat last night. You were the crazy cat.
Is a Jaguar even a cat? I don't know.
It is part of the cat. Yeah,
A big cat, yeah.
it's got the. I think it's got like
Girona have
the.
signed Romeo from Southampton. Oriol Romeo has finally left Southampton. Wow.
Damn.
How old is he now?
Who?
He's ageless.
Oriol Romeo.
I think he's 31. I think.
Jesus, man, he's been there for years.
7 years, I believe he's been at Southampton.
Yeah. Did not play.
I don't know if
did not
that's
play for
very-
Chelsea.
He's only 30. Why did I think Oriol Romeo was like 40 years old?
I think it's the big bald head of his that just makes him look a lot older.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised to find out that he's only 30.
Transfer
Honestly
news
thought he was
is posted
much
and
older than
updated.
that.
11:01 apparently. What time is it? Oh, it's 1 minute away.
Yeah, there's only 49 seconds left.
Actually, what's your opinion on Paqueta to West Ham?
Good signing.
I think it's a really good
Good one to
signing.
Newcastle.
I know he was as well, yeah. And Arsenal. Arsenal were rumoured to get him as well. And they
Arsenal
pulled
are
out.
to get Bruno Guimaraes as well.
And they fucked up with some transfers, to be fair.
I don't think we can talk ours.
Look, we've got Casemiro. Like, we somehow got him. He was playing Champions League, won the Champions League, and now he's playing Europa League with us. Like,
Yeah, but we spent
Simple.
all summer fucking
God.
harassing Young just not to get him.
well, look, the person that we were going for, I'm never going to mention his name, but, like, why would you stay at a club that has not only, you know, publicly gone out and bashed you, but, like, essentially put you up for sale and agreed a fee with us? So, I mean, I don't understand.
Money.
I mean, like, he could have cut his wages. I mean,
And
enjoy
the
that.
transfer window is officially closed.
See you all in January, lads. Adios. No,
Yeah, stream's done. Bye, guys.
adios.
Well, we might as well rate our own transfer windows while we're here.
Oh, I
Russ,
don't
you
know
go
if I want
first.
to do that. I don't know if I want to do that. I mean,
You can rate your incomings and like go in separate.
I'm happy with most of the outgoings, to be honest with you. Apart from the fact that we've sold Billy Gilmore on a permanent transfer, most of the players we've got rid of, I'm really happy about. You know, we've had a pretty good clear out. We've got rid of some serious deadwood, like, you know, Ross Barkley, and you know, like I said earlier, we've managed to shift 3 left backs, so that's not a bad thing. But no, I mean, outgoings, it probably would have been a 10, but I'm gonna have to knock it down to an 8 because we've sold Billy Gilmore. And yeah, I mean, in general incomings, I'm probably just gonna say 6 because I think we've done a good job at the back. I'm happy with Koulibaly and Fofana, Kukurea. I think they're all good signings, but you know we've completely neglected midfield until today, and now we've ended up with a loan, which is pretty much exactly what happened when we signed Niguez, which worries me. You know, it was a last minute loan deal for a pretty underwhelming player, if we're being 100% honest. And
Yeah.
again, our attack as well. You know, we've put a lot of attackers out, either sold or on loan, and we've brought in Sterling and Aubameyang. Is that going to be enough? Probably not, to be honest with you, unless Tuchel's willing to start putting a bit more trust in Broja, and I think he needs to start testing out some of these other players. To be honest with you, you know, I would have liked to have seen Gilmore given a chance, but that's not going to happen now. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to say probably a 6 overall. I think if we brought in another midfielder and another forward, then that might bump up to maybe an 8. But yeah, I mean, I'm not incredibly impressed with our business. It's like I said, I'm happy with the defence, but other than that, I don't think we've done enough.
I'm happy with our incomings. I think we needed probably another striker and maybe another left wing. But overall, Casemiro's good signing. Martinez has turned out to be good.
Casemiro's a great signing.
Yeah. Ericsson, class business on a free, to be fair.
Yeah,
Anthony, we've
can't argue with that on a free transfer.
We've overpaid, but Ten Hag's first choice, so...
I think Anthony's just going to be a time will tell signing, to be honest with you, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
You know, he's a good player. He's a talented player, but it's a lot of money, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big gamble. But...
It's a big gamble, and you know the way he pushed through the transfer, he's going to have to perform now.
Yeah, 100%. Honestly, I think he's a class signing. 12 million. You think good?
Yeah.
I'd probably wait the window. Maybe an 8. If we had a cost striker, probably a 10, to be honest.
I mean, you know, I would have thought most Man United fans would be calling this window a 10 because you finally brought a DM. You know,
I think that was overdue by at least 3.5 years. I was
going to say it's taken you like sort of 4 years, but
I mean, at least the scouting finally got their head out of their arses for once, and we actually got what we needed.
I mean, and it's a good one as well. You know, it's a very good DM. So
it's one of the best.
One of the best in the world. Yeah, exactly. One of the best. I said probably in the last 10 years, arguably the best, maybe. But I mean, that could be pushing it. But I mean, you know,
he's a very, very good player.
Exactly.
There's certainly no arguing with that.
Sure, his accolades speak for itself. I mean, you can't really deny him.
I don't think the fee is particularly outrageous either.
Exactly. I think 60 mil is a bargain. Like, even though he's 30, I still think that's a bargain.
It's just like I said, it's not exactly an outrageous amount, is it? So for a player of his quality,
bargain.
And especially when you look at some of the players that are moving around in this window and the fees.
That transfer came from nothing though. Like, the saga lasted like 2 days.
Yeah. It was all of a sudden it was announced that you were interested, and then like you say, within a couple of days it was a done deal, which I was quite shocked about, to be fair.
Because we like.
I think as well. I think that especially what deal was it? The deal I think that we did the best on, I think, and what we should be doing in future was the Malassi deal, where I think it was some other team. They came in, they were like, All right, how much is it there?
Yeah, it was a French team. I think you hijacked it from, wasn't it?
Oh, Leon, that's it.
Leon.
Yes.
Yeah.
They asked, and they're like 50 mil, and I go right, 50 mil. Here you go. We'll take them.
Mhm.
So I think that's the way we should have done, because I do believe United tax is a thing. Like people need to accept the fact that
It's not just United, is it? It's a
No, but I
Premier
mean-
League. It's a big six Premier
Big
League
six,
tax in
no,
general,
Newcastle.
isn't it?
I'll say this: like when Southampton went to get Gakpo, the guy from PSV, they asked for 25 million. When we went to ask them, it was 55 million. So I mean, make your goddamn mind up, PSV, you bloody Ajax wallabies.
That's outrageous, though, trying to charge 30 million more. That actually is
Yeah.
outrageous.
Just because we're a different club, like fucking discrimination.
Yeah, it happens though, doesn't it? You know, I feel like if
I mean, it's very
Cucurella
common for United
had
to be
gone to
fair.
a smaller team, if Cucurella had gone to a smaller team, I don't think Brighton charged 50 million for him.
I don't think he leaves if he's going to a smaller club, though. That's the thing. He wanted to
Well-
go.
Like Anthony goes for 50 million if he's joining like a Leicester or something.
Yeah, that I agree with. And Chelsea have loaned Ethan Ampadu to Spezia again.
Jesus.
I forgot he still
I remember
played.
he had like. Do you remember when he had the braids? Like, and geez, they look sick, and then he just got rid of them all. Like, changed man.
But again, it's another one that I just don't really understand. You know, we're crying out, trying to desperately run around and buy a midfielder, and we've sold Gilmore and Ampadu and loaned out Ampadu.
I don't think he was the
Ampadu could
best
play
player.
centre back, DM. He's a pretty
Hector.
flexible player.
Tuchel just doesn't trust the youth system, bar Mount.
It does seem like that way, to be honest with you.
Sure, you got rid of Colwell as well to Brighton, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, Colwell.
That's only a loan, isn't it?
We've sold a lot of promising young players, and I think
I mean,
Colwell's.
but that's kind of your just system, to be fair. Just get rid of all the youth, to be fair. You've done that many times, to be fair.
We have, and then it looked almost like, you know, we were going to stop doing that and start bringing some of them in. And
I think
Yeah,
the only
we
reason
brought
why
through-
you did was because of the transfer ban. That's really it, to be fair.
yeah, no, I agree. Obviously, the transfer ban forced us into that situation, but you know, you would have thought that the success that we had by doing that might sort of push the club into maybe we should try that a bit more often.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Unfortunately not.
but it certainly doesn't seem that way at the moment, does it?
La Liga announced Bellerin. Barcelona didn't even announce them. That's weird.
They're too poor now. They just, Actually, see that, actually, I remember when I were doing printing shirts, they couldn't print the letter W, so they told all the fans, sorry, you can't get Lewandowski on your thing. Even though they could have done, like, the M instead, just turn it upside down. But no,
Did you see their announcement videos? They're all like, they look like your thumbnails, Arjun.
Oh, really? Oh, you want to talk like that, Matt? Okay. I hear you. No problem. Wow.
Well, on that note, I think we're probably going to wrap it up for this evening. To be honest with you, I think we've gone through most of the deals. We've rated our transfer windows, and there are no more deals going through at this time.
Apart from Jong United.
That's a never going one. That'll never stop.
So feel free to shout your socials, guys.
NJWS692 on Twitter, and that's literally it.
Yeah, you can find me in Robot Jaguar on all platforms, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all that. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. And you can also find us on the Combat Show. I'm not surprised Matt forgot it since I had to leave early. Every Thursday, we talk about the best combat news. Have some great guests as well. Next week we'll have Jamie, so that'll be good.
And you can find the rest of our schedule on our channel information. And you can find me at CFC Ross on Twitter. And that is the only socials I have. And thank you everyone for watching. Goodbye.